dear students. Today we are going to learn about the last part of the chapter, that is disaster management. And we have learned about different disasters, natural disasters and man-made disasters, and how to adjust with these disasters or coping with these disasters, everything we have learned. And now see the last part, that is disaster preparedness and management. How to prepare for a disaster. And we know that we may not be able to prevent a disaster, means especially the natural disaster we may not be able to prevent, but we can certainly mitigate or reduce its impact. It means we cannot prevent a disaster, but if we are little careful, we can reduce the impact by being prepared for it. And see, another disaster management consists of steps taken before and during and after a disaster to reduce the suffering and damage caused by it. Means again, disaster management consists of steps taken before, during and after a disaster to reduce the suffering and damage caused by it. And again, when we know that when a disaster strikes, help from outside takes some time to reach, means all of a sudden the outsiders may not be able to reach the affected area. So the affected people themselves have to take the first steps to cope with the disaster. Means anything happened, we ourselves or the affected people themselves have to take or do some steps before the arrival of the outsiders. Means, or in other words, they can say that the affectors are the first responders, and preparedness and training enables the government and the people to act quickly and in an organized manner. Now let us see how the government is preparing to meet the disaster, or how a community can face a disaster. Let us see preparedness in the community. See, we know that the society or in the community, whatever precautions or whatever preparedness are needed, the people of an area should be aware of the local hazards and the ways to deal with them. Means the people of an area or the community people are, or they should be aware of the local hazards and ways to deal with them. And again, a committee should be formed, and the committee should be responsible for preparedness, and relief operations should be formed, or the committee is responsible for the committee formed by the government or whatever may be, they are responsible for preparedness and relief operations, and everything should be formed. And another, a system of warning people for approaching danger should be developed. Means one warning should be there to make people aware of the disasters. And another one, people should be deputed to look out for signs of danger during those times of the year when floods, cyclones or landslides are common. Means somebody should be deputed to look for the signs of danger during those times of flood or cyclones, etc., etc. And again see hence some basic provisions to overcome a crisis should be stocked. Means some provisions should be stocked to overcome the crisis, whatever may be flood, earthquake, whatever may be, that some provisions should be there to overcome a crisis. These are some of the preparations done by the community should act all these things, or should do, or community is responsible for all these preparedness. And another the government, what the government can do to prepare for the disaster management. Build shelters and stock equipment, then food, clothing and medicines for use in disasters. It is the duty of the government to make extra arrangements for food, clothing and medicine and disasters. All these things government should take action. Another one, trained officials to react properly and coordinate the efforts of various agencies during disasters. If any types of disasters are occurring, means some officials should be there to react properly and coordinate the efforts. Means some trained officials should be there to coordinate all the disasters. And another, set up organizations to forecast floods. If any types of disasters are occurring, means some forecasting system should be there. If such system is there, people may be, or ordinary people may be getting knowledge of the disasters. And again, when disaster strikes, the government needs to provide relief quickly. Means all these are the responsibility of the government, or all these things should be done by the government. And it is the duty of the government to start rehabilitation center, and government also should work for the reconstruction also. And again, the government gets help in disaster management from various organizations. Means for the construction of the buildings or the rehabilitation centers, the government also gets help from different areas. Okay, these are some of the things related with the disaster preparedness. Okay, the remaining we can learn in the next class. Thank you all of you.